Imagine yourself at a crossroads, each path leading to a different destiny. You believe you're in control, carefully weighing your options. But what if this sense of agency is an illusion? What if your choice, every decision you've ever made, was predetermined long before you were even aware of it? This is the heart of the free will versus determinism debate, a philosophical puzzle that has intrigued thinkers for centuries. It's a debate with profound implications, forcing us to question the very nature of our existence and the choices we make. Do we truly possess the ability to shape our own lives, to act freely according to our desires and beliefs? Or are we simply passengers on a pre-programmed journey, our every thought and action determined by forces beyond our control? Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the captivating world of free will and determinism.
Let's start with free will, that intoxicating feeling of being the captain of your own ship. It's the belief that we have the power to choose between different courses of action, that our decisions are not simply the result of prior causes, but stem from a genuine capacity to act independently. This idea is deeply ingrained in our self-perception. We experience ourselves as conscious agents, making choices based on our desires, values, and beliefs. When you decide to order pizza instead of salad, you feel it's a decision made freely, based on your craving for cheesy goodness, not some predetermined cosmic plan. Free will advocates argue that this subjective experience of choice is a fundamental aspect of what it means to be human. It underpins our notions of responsibility, morality, and meaning.
Now let's venture into the realm of determinism, a perspective that can feel like a splash of cold water on the face of our cherished free will. Determinism is a philosophical concept that has intrigued thinkers for centuries, challenging the very essence of human autonomy and spontaneity. In essence, determinism posits that every event, including our thoughts, decisions, and actions, is the inevitable consequence of prior events and the laws of nature. This means that everything that happens is a result of a specific set of conditions and natural laws, leaving no room for randomness or true freedom of choice. Think of a line of dominoes. Knock over the first, and the rest will inevitably fall in a predetermined sequence. Each domino's fall is caused by the one before it, creating a chain reaction that is both predictable and unavoidable. From a determinist perspective, our lives are like that domino chain, set in motion perhaps even before our birth. The circumstances of our birth, the environment we grow up in, and the experiences we encounter all contribute to shaping our thoughts and actions in a way that feels inevitable. Every choice we seemingly make is simply the result of a long chain of causes and effects stretching back through time. Our decisions are influenced by our past experiences, our genetic makeup, and the physical laws that govern the universe. This doesn't necessarily negate the feeling of choice, but it suggests that this feeling might be an illusion, a mental phenomenon arising from our limited awareness of the complex causal web that governs our existence. We might feel like we are making independent choices, but in reality, these choices are the result of countless factors beyond our control. Imagine standing at a crossroads, believing you have the freedom to choose any path. A determinist would argue that the path you take is already determined by a multitude of prior influences, your upbringing, your current state of mind, even the weather on that day. The universe, in this view, is a vast, interconnected web of cause and effect, where every event is a link in an unbreakable chain. This perspective can be both humbling and unsettling, as it challenges the notion of personal agency and control. Throughout history, many philosophers have grappled with the implications of determinism. Some have embraced it, seeing it as a way to understand the world more deeply, while others have resisted it, clinging to the belief in free will and moral responsibility. Whether you find comfort or discomfort in the idea of determinism, it undeniably offers a profound lens through which to view our lives. It invites us to consider the possibility that our journey is not entirely in our hands, but rather a part of a grand, intricate tapestry woven by the threads of time and nature. So, is everything preordained? The answer may lie in the delicate balance between the deterministic forces that shape us and the human experience of choice and freedom. It's a question that continues to inspire debate, reflection, and wonder.
Section 4: A Stroll Through History. From ancient Greeks to Enlightenment thinkers, the journey of philosophical thought has been a fascinating one. The free will versus determinism debate isn't exactly a new kid on the philosophical block. This age-old question has intrigued and perplexed thinkers for millennia. It's been a source of passionate intellectual wrestling matches for centuries, with each era adding its own unique flavor to the discourse. The ancient Greeks grappled with the concept of fate, questioning whether even the gods could escape its grip. Figures like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle pondered the extent to which human beings could exercise control over their own destinies. Fast forward to the Enlightenment and we encounter towering figures like Isaac Newton, whose laws of physics seem to suggest a clockwork universe governed by immutable rules, lending credence to a deterministic view. Newton's discoveries in mechanics and gravity painted a picture of a universe where every action had a predictable reaction. Philosophers like René Descartes championed the idea of a mind separate from the physical world, capable of exercising free will. Descartes' famous declaration, "I think, therefore I am," emphasized the power of human consciousness and its potential for independent action. Meanwhile, thinkers like Baruch Spinoza argued that everything, including our minds, operates within a deterministic framework. Spinoza's philosophy suggested that all events, including human actions, are the result of preceding causes bound by the laws of nature. The debate, as you can see, is as old as philosophy itself and just as lively today as it was centuries ago. Modern philosophers and scientists continue to explore these themes, examining the implications of quantum mechanics, neuroscience, and artificial intelligence on our understanding of free will and determinism. Today, the conversation has expanded to include insights from various fields. Neuroscientists study brain activity to understand decision-making processes, while quantum physicists explore the fundamental uncertainties of the universe. These contemporary perspectives add new dimensions to the age-old debate. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of the mind and the cosmos, the interplay between free will and determinism remains a central question. Are our choices truly our own, or are they the inevitable outcomes of a complex web of prior events? The journey from ancient Greek philosophers to modern thinkers is a testament to the enduring nature of this debate. Each generation brings new insights and challenges, ensuring that the discussion remains vibrant and relevant. As we continue to explore these profound questions, we honor the legacy of those who came before us, while paving the way for future generations to contribute their own perspectives. The debate over free will and determinism is far from settled, and it is this very uncertainty that keeps the flame of philosophical inquiry burning bright.
Section 5. The neuroscience of choice. Can brain scans predict our actions? This question has intrigued scientists and philosophers alike for decades, if not centuries. The idea that our thoughts and actions could be predicted by examining the brain is both fascinating and somewhat unsettling. Fast forward to the 21st century, and we find ourselves equipped with tools unimaginable to past generations: brain scanners. These advanced technologies, such as fMRI and EEG, allow us to peer into the brain in real time, observing the intricate dance of neurons as we think, decide, and act. Neuroscience has stepped into the fray, offering tantalizing glimpses into the workings of our decision-making machinery. By studying the brain, scientists hope to uncover the secrets behind how we make choices, from the mundane to the life-changing. Some studies suggest that our brains might be making decisions before we're even consciously aware of them, implying that our conscious experience of choice might be a mere afterthought. This phenomenon, known as pre-conscious decision-making, challenges our traditional understanding of free will. For instance, in one famous experiment, participants were asked to choose between pressing a button with their left or right hand while their brain activity was monitored. The results were astonishing. Researchers were able to predict, with a surprising degree of accuracy, which hand the participant would choose moments before the conscious decision was made. This suggests that the brain's decision-making process begins well before we become aware of it. These findings raise profound questions about the nature of free will and the extent to which our conscious minds are truly in control. If our brains are making decisions before we are aware of them, what does that mean for our sense of agency and responsibility? Historically, the study of the brain was limited to post-mortem examinations and rudimentary electrical stimulation experiments. The advent of modern brain scanning technologies has revolutionized our understanding, allowing us to explore the living brain in unprecedented detail. Today, Neuroscientists can observe how different regions of the brain activate during various tasks, shedding light on the complex neural networks that underpin our thoughts and actions. This has opened up new avenues of research into everything from mental health to artificial intelligence. As we continue to refine these technologies, the potential applications are vast, from improving brain-computer interfaces to developing new treatments for neurological disorders. The ability to predict and understand brain activity holds promise for numerous fields. However, with these advancements come ethical considerations. The idea that our thoughts and actions could be predicted raises concerns about privacy and autonomy. How should this information be used, and who should have access to it? Ultimately, the question of whether brain scans can predict our actions touches on deeper philosophical issues about the nature of self and consciousness. As we delve further into the mysteries of the brain, we may find that the answers are as complex and multifaceted as the human mind itself.
Section 6. Compatibilism. Finding harmony between freedom and fate. Now, before you toss your hands up in despair, declaring that free will is a sham, let's consider a nuanced perspective: compatibilism. Compatibilists argue that free will and determinism aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. They propose that it's possible for our actions to be both determined by prior causes and free in a meaningful sense. How can this be? Imagine a robot programmed to always choose the tastiest treat offered. Its choices are determined by its programming, yet within that framework, it's acting freely based on its desire for deliciousness. Compatibilists argue that our desires, values, and beliefs, while perhaps shaped by external factors, can still guide our choices in a way that aligns with our sense of self and agency.